Let's talk about polygamy. Is there like a rise in non-monogamous relationships, consensual non-monogamy?
Yes and yes and yes. And this is why we're beginning. I mean, for years, my company, we just exclusively focused on monogamous relationships, exclusive and monogamous. And now I'm seeing that there, even in this heterosexual world and in the gay community, they're exploring different types of relationships. So there's ethical non-monogamous relationships where there's flexibility in what the relationships look like. It could be like there's a primary partner where there's openness around hooking up with other people. And then there's polyamorous relationships where there can be a primary there's a secondary or a third, and they're having full-on love. You know what I mean? In like romantic relationships ongoing and in love with multiple people. So yeah, it's happening. And people are recognizing that the divorce rate, which they've been saying is at like 50%, which I think it's higher at this point.
It's probably
they've been
higher.
Quoting 50% for the last 30, 40 years. I'm seeing it way higher from what I don't have a cross section of clients, but that would be my guess. People are trying something different.
Yeah.
Because monogamy doesn't work for everybody. It's not a one size fits all.
Well, I think the other challenge with monogamy is people expect to get everything from one person.
Yeah,
and it's just not possible.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
On one person.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you can, yes. I think it just depends on what you're looking for out of your partner. And, it's totally fine as long as everyone's happy. Do you find that these people who end up matching in polygamous relationships, let's say like living together, are they successful in the long term?
Some are and some aren't. I think that it's not for everybody. And I think there are people that try it and find that they are so overwhelmed by fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, right? You have to be very comfortable in your own skin, and you have to be really good at self-regulation because your insecurities are going to get triggered. 100% they're going to get triggered.
Yeah.
And some of us can tolerate that, and some of us can't, depending on our history, back to attachment, experience of like what kind of traumas we've had. And how badly we want that. If we work at it, we're in therapy, we're doing all the things to take care of ourselves, meaning like, right, self-esteem, self-worth, feeling good about ourselves is so important in knowing your value, then it likely will work out better for you. You also have to have good communication skills.
Yeah.
Think about if you're with multiple people, it's hard enough to be in one relationship with one person.
I know.
You got to want to process.
Yeah.
I know for me, I don't want to deal with that.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And I would be jealous, and I would feel fear of, my partner falling in love with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like my constitution and my childhood I am not set up for that kind of challenge. And I don't want to do it to myself.
Yeah, I have never thought about it with any degree of discernment, so I don't know. But
it's happening, and it's going to increase.
Are there people when they come to you and say like, "Hey, I want to build a polygamous relationship," and you're like, "Nope, I'm not the one for you to do that," because you see that it's just like destined for failure?
No. So I'm going to say, I'll be honest with you, like I can support you in what you want, but I also need to be able to, at certain points, share with you if there are things that I'm concerned about that I'm seeing are maybe potentially going to harm you, or, so I'm very kind of open. I'm so open. I'm here to really reflect back what I see that's coming up for people, and to provide them an environment that is non-judgmental, non-critical, where they can be who they are and feel accepted and get support and provide tools so that they can safely navigate this crazy thing called life. It's crazy. I'm like, I still get surprised.
Yeah. Yes. All the time.
I'm almost here 50 years. I'm like, well, I'm turning 49 in like a few weeks. And I'm like, I've been here a while. Like, why am I still surprised by things?
I think we'll always be surprised. When I heard there was things like furries in the kids' schools, I was like, what? I was like, not to shame anyone who feels like that's them, but I just was very surprised.
Yeah. And I find that all fascinating, interesting, and I'm curious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I'm curious, right? Curious. Yeah. And surprised.
Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, I think as long as, right, we're not judgmental. It's like there are things that come up that are like, wow, that's different. Well,
Yeah.
I want to learn about that, which is why I got my board certification as a sex therapist. Years later, I did it during the pandemic because I'm like,
Oh, wow.
sex is so much a part of everything I do in
So
my
much,
work. You can't
so
talk about relationships and work with couples and singles and not talk about sex.
Absolutely. So let's talk about sex.
All right, let's do it.
I want to know, one, when you're meeting these new matchmaking clients, are people like, hey, I have this specific kink or this specific fetish or this specific thing I'm really into? And how do you like navigate that?
Curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
but
I'll-
meaning, do you specifically find a match with that?
Totally.
Yeah.
So if somebody says that they're really vanilla in bed, we're not going to match them with somebody who's kinky,
Right. Right.
you know, or into BDSM.
Yeah.
Because
of
it's going to
course.
be, right, incompatible.
Yeah.
If they're vanilla and they say, look, I haven't had these experiences, but I have a lot of fantasies and I'm very sexually open and I feel like I want to explore. And I go,
Yeah.
great. Well, then that's open. That's a possibility. This is the other thing I want to say for single folks. The more open people are, the more possibilities you have to connect. So as a matchmaker, when people are open, when it comes to like sex and age and race and ethnicity and geography, it's like thrilling.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, here's a lot to work with,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, we'll ask too. I mean, we will ask, are you, how important is sex to you? Mm-hmm. And, oftentimes they'll say, they're like, should I give it on a scale? I'm like, no, just like, is it important? And if so, like, is there anything that you enjoy that's sort of like non-conventional or less traditional, or maybe you're in vanilla or, into kink? And then they realize that like,
I can say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they can say it. And before I even start the interviews, I often will say, look, there's no judgment here.
Yeah.
I've heard it all. It's been a long time. 25 years of being a psychologist is nothing you're going to say is going to shock me.
Yeah.
And then I say, be very honest, because as a matchmaker, if somebody's going to tell me what they think I want to hear, that's not going to help me support them in finding somebody that they can be successful with. So, but yeah, sex is a big part of the process.
Is there something you heard that you literally had to like hold back, like a gut reaction? So anyone ever told you?
Yeah. There are things that people have told me where it made me like a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
I just try to like, it's because it's something I hadn't heard.
Sure.
More like that.
Right. That's what I mean.
It's not like, oh, gross or disgusting. It's more like,
it's more just
whoa,
like you've never heard that
I haven't
before.
heard that.
Yeah.
And I try to, there have been times where I'll say, wow, I haven't heard of that. Like,
Tell me more.
Tell me more about it.
Yeah.
And then there are other times where I'm sensitive to kind of their vulnerability where I may just not even say.
Sure.
And I'll, when it's appropriate, I will sometimes share my human experience.
Yeah.
But not always.
Yeah. Yeah. So when people are, let's talk about, since we're on the topic of kinks and fantasies and fetishes, when people are wanting to try something new in a couple, in a relationship, how do they bring it up? I often find people like they keep these things all bottled up forever and ever and ever. And I feel like in long-term relationships, what often happens is people get into these sexual ruts. They do the same thing every time. And it becomes sort of like eating chicken every day. Like you're just doing the same thing. It's still good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And then, maybe their desire for sex waxes and wanes because they're just not that excited to have sex. It's not sex worth getting excited for because it's just the same thing every time. And really the answer to that is often incorporating some novelty to some degree. It doesn't have to be crazy, but how do you sort of encourage couples to get through that?
Yeah, so that's a great question because it's so common. It's almost guaranteed that over time in a long-term relationship, it's going to feel kind of monotonous, routine. It doesn't feel as sexy anymore. You keep going back to the same thing that works.
Yeah.
And the truth is, like, we think that the longer we're in a relationship, we can be, like, we feel like we can be more vulnerable. It's safer. But actually, it becomes riskier to step away from what is familiar and consistent because we're afraid. What if we bring this up to our partner? Are they going to think that we're not happy with them and the way that we're connecting with them currently.
Right.
Or that we're like sex toys that comes up in my office sometimes where somebody will mention I want to use a sex toy and it's like, wait, is that going to replace me?
Right. Right. That comes up a lot.
Right? That's a common one. So the way I would say that like, this is, first find out from your partner is like, there's something you want to talk about. It's not serious. And you're wondering, is there, because you don't want to shock somebody or surprise them. So just sort of give them a chance, let their system get a sense, okay, there's something that my partner wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me know when there's a good time. Mm-hmm. Right? So in a relaxed environment, bring up, just say, like, I've been thinking, I realize that I maybe have had some fantasies and I wanted to run them by you and hear what you think about it. It's not that I'm unhappy. Mm-hmm. I love you. I love us. I love what we have. But I'm thinking that maybe there are some things that we could explore. So it's not a dig on you. You know what I mean? It's not a criticism.
Yeah.
I think we also have a fear, like by sharing with somebody, with our partner, like that we have a fantasy. Maybe we have shame around it. There's all sorts of scripts that we have in our mind, right?
Yeah.
From childhood, that like, wow, am I weird because I have this fantasy? Is my partner going to love me less because I have it? Are they going to think I'm weird? All this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think it's important to just say, like, I'm being vulnerable here because I know it's important for our relationship. And I just want to deepen what we have. The other thing is there's a yes, no, maybe list. Have you ever heard of that?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
But let's share it.
So
with everybody.
easy. Yeah. So you can suggest this exercise, which is basically yes to here are the things that I absolutely hell yes that I would do. Absolutely no, sexual activities that I wouldn't do, and maybe. Mm-hmm. And find out from your partner what they're into, what they would consider.
Yeah.
And then see if you can meet somewhere in the middle and explore. But you got to communicate.
Yeah.
That's the way you deepen intimacy.
So how do you build that skill? Because we didn't get taught how to talk about sex.
I know. That's why you and I do what we do.
Yes.
We talk about the uncomfortable things. And then we get the reaction from the audience that is like, oh, you're terrible. I'm like, oh, I'm doing exactly what I need to do.
Yes.
I have to keep doing this.
Yes.
I think it's about like listening to podcasts like this, recognizing that it's normal to have fantasies, to have erotic, right? Ideas and desires and a libido. And so to normalize that and to set an example, like your partner didn't have it either. None of us have. And maybe to even just state that, like, this is hard for me to do, but I know it's something that's important. And I love you and I want to be as close and intimate to you as I possibly can be because you're my person. Hear me out here, Can you do this with me? Can we, be in this together? And give them time because some people just like, I'm fast, quick. And I know like
it's a New York thing.
It's a New York thing. I think so. I reckon like my partner needs time. And I'm like, no pressure at all. Nothing needs to change. Let's just be open, you know what I mean? And explore. We don't have to do something right now. Just think about no criticism, no judgment, no pressure.
Yeah.
Just curiosity. Lead with curiosity and love.
Yeah. And I always tell people like, it's going to be awkward. Like it's going to be weird. It's going to go bad maybe even the first time.
Yes.
But you just can't give up.
Yes.
You know?
And then also use support, use a coach, use a therapist. There's so many people now that are like, that specialize in couples work, that incorporate sex therapy, make sure they have training, formal training, because there's a lot of people out there that are practicing that, or armchair therapists on TikTok. Yeah. No, make sure that people are educated, have experience.
Yeah. A lot of people will make themselves sound like they have a lot of experience too. They'll be like, I've coached X number of people and they have no background, no education. They just started coaching and they're really good marketers. Yeah. So just be careful.
Right. And they did a weekend course. No.
Or not even.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do your due diligence.
Yeah. You've talked about some interesting things on your YouTube channel.
Yes, I have.
Some of your most popular videos are, let's start with one about how to make anal sex amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? That's my most popular.
Well, I think, you know what it is? Anal sex is popular. It's getting more and more popular. And people don't know how to have anal sex, right? They don't know how to start the process. So I think that's why. That's my theory.
Yeah. It's also so taboo and like, you know.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I got to learn. Like, even if they don't want to have it, they want to know, like, it can be amazing. How?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And the negativity that I have, the comments.
Really?
Oh my gosh, so many. And I'm like,
I don't think I read my negative comments.
that you're so smart. So smart. I just couldn't believe how popular it was. And I'm like, what are people saying? And that's why now I stopped because who needs that negativity? We don't need that. So anal sex, so much pleasure to be had.
Yes.
But there's a way to do it right. I think first and foremost, it sort of has to happen with somebody that you're familiar and comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Unless you have a lot of experience doing it where you sort of can run the show, I would say be safe by just making sure you're with somebody you're comfortable with, who you can communicate with, because it's not like having intercourse, right? Like and you probably can talk more about the, anatomical specifics.
Your anus doesn't lubricate.
It doesn't lubricate. It's also a muscle, so it's really tight. Mm-hmm. And we sort of have to train our body a little bit to relax and open up, and it's a process. So lube.
Yes.
Right? Lots
of lube.
And this is
reapply lube if you use a water-based one, because it will evaporate.
That came up, and I heard one of your podcasts, and you had mentioned that water-based is better than synthetic. And I'm thinking, for anal sex...
It depends on what the purpose is. It's better for sensitive people sometimes.
Yes.
I think they probably took a clip of what I said.
Got it. Because allergic reactions, right? The synthetic is harsher.
Yeah.
But it stays slick.
Correct.
Longer. No, water-based, you better have that bottle right there to reapply.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah. So yes, a lot of lube, and then also really slow. And you've got to be comfortable with the person you're with, so you can give them direction. Mm-hmm. Because we're all different. Our pain tolerance is different because there's some pain involved, which can be really erotic and exciting, and can also be a point where you've got to say slow down, right? Breathing is a part of it. Yeah. To relax your body, relax your muscles. So breathing, not being afraid to make sounds.
Yeah.
Which I know can be hard for people, right?
If you like that clip with Dr. Frankie Bashan, make sure to check out the full episode right here.